An average time which an interviewer takes to review your resume is 14 to 16 seconds and maximum 45 seconds, which states that you need to provide to the point information in your resume. This video will help you to make to the point resume by understanding its structure and format. Hey everyone, welcome back once again. In this video we are going to see what is resume, what is biodata, what is CV, which all are the hidden messages which a resume gives, what an interview look into your resume, which all are the sections in the resume and its structure. We will also make a resume together, and at the end you will get some bonus tips. If you're new to the channel, please hit on the subscription button and don't forget to watch the video till the end. And if you also have any queries relating to resume making, which all are the sections and how to build a resume, you can comment them in the comment box. Let's understand the difference between biodata, resume and CV. Biodata is a paper which has the biological detail of yours. Resume is a formal presentation of your education, experience and skills. If you are someone who is having experience of maybe around 10 years, 15 years, then you will go for the higher stage of it that we called as the curricular vita, that is CV. Few people called resume and few people called it as resume. Even if you call it resume or resume, that's absolutely fine. Let's understand why you need to have a resume. So point number one is it's a basic requirement. This video is one of the most suggested video. Laukik Shah, who is a second year BBA student of my college, he suggested me to make this video. Also Shaili Dravid, who is the PG student, she is doing her Masters in Business Administration. She also had suggested me to make this video. A lot of people had suggested to make the video on the interview techniques or how to appear for the interview or how to crack the interview. But if you look into the interview process, the first step of the interview is to have a nice resume, to have a good resume, to have a power resume. And that's the reason that in this series, writing a resume is going to be the first part. The question comes why you need a resume. So this is the basic requirement. If you're applying for any job, you'll need to have the resume, because resume represents you, which will have information and details about your experience, your skills and education. Point number two is resume helps you to introduce yourself, because most of the time the recruiters, they ask the applicants to send the resume. You need to send them the resume before you could appear for the interview. Point number three, it helps you to create the interest in the mind of employer. Point number four, resume helps you to obtain a job. Point number six, resume gives the first impression of a candidate. And the last benefit of having the resume is having a resume makes you a professional. Resume defines an individual. So there are certain key points which you need to remember when you're drafting your resume that we will see. The resume gives certain hidden messages about an individual. If your resume is neat, it means the person is neat. If your resume is well organized, it means the person is an organized person. If your resume is error-free, it means you have given attention to the details which you have provided in the resume. If your resume is prepared in a professional way, which says that you are a careful and a competent individual. If you are someone who is preparing the resume, so now from here we will start the actual practical module. Make your resume along with me. Here I'll explain you certain modules, certain sections of the resume, and you will have to provide your information into those sections. So let's get started. We will make this resume into a Google Doc. You can use Microsoft Word or any other format which you have. Since it's convenient for me, that's why I'm using Google Doc. It's not a paid video. You need to remember the 5 important sections of the resume. Number 1 is the heading. You need to go to a Google Doc, open a Google Doc. You will find different templates. Choose one template among the one which are available. On the top you can see the heading. Put your name there. Since I wanted to show you a live demo how the resume is to be made, I will be using the details provided by one of my students, Laukik Shah. he had sent his details to me. I'll be making his resume to explain you the sections and how the information is to be added in those sections. Number one is a heading. Here you will have to add your name. Under the same section, you will have to give the professional titles. Lokik is a marketing student and he is into social media marketing and digital marketing. So I'll be using a title for him as content creator, digital marketer and blogger because he maintains his own blog. Next is the mail ID. Under the same section, the subsection is the contact details. Here you will have to give your mail ID and mobile number. Here there is no need to give the address because no one is going to write you the letter. While giving the mail ID, you will have to be very careful. Since it's a professional document, you will have to have a professional mail ID. Don't ever give the mail ID such as luckyboy@gmail.com or papakipari@gmail.com. You will have to create if you don't have the professional mail ID. Mail ID has to be in a simple way like a combination of your name and surname or surname and name or initial of your surname and name. You can also explore to find the different options which are available on Google. While creating a mail ID, make sure that it should not be very lengthy and don't use a lot of numbers into it. Like people have a habit of creating a mail ID with the name and birth date. So try to avoid it. While giving a mobile number, you also need to take care that the working number has to be given. The second section comes is the education. I'm making this video for the fresher candidate for the entry level job. But if you are experienced, there are certain modifications that has to be done. We will come back to those changes in a minute. In this section, you will have to provide your educational details. You can make a table here and give your educational detail in reverse chronological order. If you recently graduated, then you can mention your percentage in third year, then second year, then first year, then 12th and 10th. Not necessary to mention the school details like how many grades you had in 7th and 8th standard and 9th standard. The third section is the experience section. Since I'm making this video for the fresher candidate, which kind of experience a fresher candidate can write here is if you have done some mini project, if you have done some internship, or if you have written certain research papers with your teachers, that can also be written here. In Lokik's profile, I'll write about his experience that he has worked with Cluelinks Technologies as a freelancer. He had also worked for storytelling as a content creator. He has also worked as a marketing and public relations intern with Voices. You can add 3 to 4. I think that sounds better. Here you need to remember that you will have to go through the job description and the key skills which are required in the job description. You will have to remember them and try to mention them in your experience. When you're writing your key responsibilities, you will have to remember that you will have to write them in bullet point. So all the key deliverables have to be written in the bullet points. Also remember to sprinkle the keywords which are mentioned in the job description. The most important is to write in numbers when you're writing about your key achievements. You need to write numbers in your accomplishment and quantify as much as possible. Like let's say for example, if you're mentioning that you have worked as an intern in a specific company and used to handle the social media platform of that particular company. So here you need to be very specific and write in terms of numbers. Like let's say for example, you have worked as an intern with a company and have restructured the social media handles which help the company to increase the 70% followers of the page, leading to increase 20% of sales of the company. Next is the skills section. This is the most important section of your resume. So here you'll have to understand what is asked in the job description and try to sprinkle those skills in your skill sets. Like let's say for example, if you're applying for a job of maybe a digital marketing executive or a digital marketing trainee. So in section you'll have to write about your creativity, about your IT skills, about your computer skills. And the last one is an additional section. Additional section gives you an opportunity to tell the interviewer more about yourself. Like if you have participated in the college events, you can write them. If you have published certain research papers or maybe case studies with your faculty or the teachers, you can mention them. Also if you have participated in any certification program, that you can mention. So whatever these activities you have participated and completed them during your 3 years of graduation, you can mention them here in the additional section. So now we have come to the end of the resume, and now you need to export it. So while exporting, you need to make sure that you need to export it into a PDF format, not in the Word format, because the alignment and the sections which you have added may get displaced. But before exporting, we need to make certain changes. If you are an experienced candidate, there are 3 key changes we need to make if you are an experienced candidate and want to make the resume. Number 1 is the education. If you are experienced, you need to keep the first section as your experience section. Also, you need to mention about your experience in the reverse chronological order. You also need to mention the duration and the key deliverables. The second change is about your education. Here you don't need to give the details about your first year, second year and third year. You simply need to give the educational detail of your latest degree, if it is master's degree or equivalent to it. Even if you provide those details, that will be enough. The third major change in an experienced profile is in the additional section you can mention about your key deliverables in the previous company, the target which you have achieved. You can also mention your awards and achievements into the additional section if you're experienced. Even if you are a fresher candidate and have some award or maybe achievements, that can also be mentioned in the additional section. So here we have come to the end of resume making. Before I could end this video, I have pro tips for you. Number 1, restrict your resume to only 1 page. If you have a lot of things to write, then you can add 1 more page, but just to increase the length of the resume, and for that only, if you are adding the information, then you will suffer. So people will have a lot of profiles to check, and if they don't find it interesting, they'll keep on moving to the next profile. So try to restrict your resume to only 1 page. Pro tip number 2 is a proofreading. You need to check the contents, spelling and all the details very carefully. You can also ask some of your senior or maybe your parent or maybe your siblings to go through your resume and ask them to identify if there's any spelling mistake or maybe correction in the grammar that has to be done. Point number 3 is the honesty. Whatever the details you have given in the resume, make sure that those details are correct. Don't give any false information in the resume. What will happen, even if you get rejected because you don't have those skills mentioned in your resume, that's fine. But if you give the false information or incorrect information, then you will be out of the company recruitment for forever. And pro tip number 4 is the documentation. Whenever you're participating in the college activities, try to keep a record of it. Try to maintain the certificate of it, because you will be mentioning them into the resume. And if you're a working professional, try to maintain a record of the activities which you have done. Even if you're not mentioning them here in the resume, at least you will have something to speak during your appraisal. Next video is going to be about what is the most important part of the resume and how to improve on it to make it a power resume. So don't forget to watch the next video. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video you must have found informative. If so, then please give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Until then, this is Sandeep signing off. Bye bye.